your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping, structures, and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist. This time he beats the kicker and one more. DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Air Starns on the ones and twos. As always, this is the Don't Punt Hour. We got DeMornay Pierson-El streaming in. Just got back. Well, I didn't get back. The guys are getting back from Omaha. Again, a Blur event tailgate. The Blur tailgate at the Hilton Omaha. It's been a great time for everyone. I got to take my time down there Sunday off the clock so I can enjoy the mountains a little bit more than if I was clocked in. Great decision by my part, but tremendous time out there. And we're only out there for one more day. So if you want to see the ticket crew, go there tomorrow. We're there, I believe, at 12 to 6, pretty much throughout the entirety of the day. So if you want to meet the ticket talent, if not, though, it does go through June 21st. So if you're not super fast, want to go see the ticket, you can still go there, hang out. But with that being said, DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on a beautiful Tuesday?
Not too bad at all, getting after it.
Yeah, well, I can't say that. It's been a little bit of a slow start this morning, just enjoying the weather. I'll tell you what, the rain last night woke me up. So maybe that's why I slept in a little bit later. I don't know if anybody was near where I was at, but there was one bolt of lightning in the wee hours of the night that shook the rafters of what felt like every building within a mile radius. So maybe that's my reason.
Don't blow away, Tim, man.
I was close to blowing away. I'm walking in about like $1.75 here, so not a whole lot to keep me grounded. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk on a different angle. I never thought I'd be talking about Vanderbilt football. Have you heard some of the comments on the latest Bustin' with the Boys podcast from their quarterback?
No, I haven't.
Oh, this will be fun. This will be a lot of fun then. We'll start there. So their quarterback, obviously, the Commodores, Vanderbilt, they're having some success. They're feeling a little bit better than they have in the past. Clark Lee, he got there. 2021 was not great. 2-10. 2022, 5-7, improvement, and then 23, 2-10 again. But last year, maybe they broke through a little bit. Quarterback certainly a big part of it. 7-6. But even before Clark Lee was there, he got there because they were 0-9 the year prior. They didn't win a single game. It's just been bad. Can we agree that the history of Vanderbilt football is historic?
For sure, absolutely horrendous, horrible. Make you want to vomit. Yes, they still beat Alabama, but still make you want to vomit.
Yeah, you got him 1 year. All right, and Nick Saban wasn't coaching. I think a lot more people are going to be able to catch DeBoer in the Crimson Tide than people were able to catch Saban in the Crimson Tide. Sure. The Tide is not nearly as strong as it once was, but hats off. Whatever. It's not like I was actively rooting against Vanderbilt, but now I kind of am. Here's the reason. So, Bustin' with the Boys podcast, obviously our guy Will Compton and Taylor Lewin, they host that one. He had some quotes on there that are interesting. We'll start with the first quote here. You want to play with the best. You don't want to play with the Big Ten. You ignore those calls. When asked about if Big Ten schools reached out to him. We'll keep going a little more here. More from Diego Pavia. Quote, you got to think about this too. The SEC is like nothing else. The Big Ten, you have Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, Penn State. The SEC, you have all dogs. You only have like 4 games a year in the Big Ten. The SEC, it's like week after week, you're going to get beat on. The Big Ten, you ain't going to get beat on.
You get beat on. You're at Vanderbilt. You're at Vanderbilt. Like you're a baseball school.
Yeah.
I understand you hiding behind the shield of the SEC, but like you're not a big dog.
No.
And a lot of teams in the Big Ten can probably beat Vandy.
Oh, we got some stats this morning.
Like why? Like I understand if it was South Carolina. South Carolina's been good. They've had some down years or whatever, but they consistently like
have some every now and then.
I
Yeah.
understand Kentucky. Kentucky is a solid, good SEC team. I get that. Vanderbilt. Oh my God! Like stop.
That to me was insanity. Because to your point, it's like some 2-10s and 0-9.
What Vandy is best known for is the howler at baseball.
Yes.
Nobody's paying to come see y'all play, really?
No, and like now maybe there's some excitement there, but like if we're gonna talk about the SEC teams, Vandy still ain't.
You're not in it.
Teams. No,
They
7-6.
Much rather take Texas or Oklahoma over you, and they're new. They're adopted in.
Well, especially like after last year too. It's like, do you know who won the national championship? I get it was Ohio State, but Oregon beat Ohio State early in the year, and you didn't mention Oregon.
I think the top 10 teams in the Big Ten can beat Vanderbilt.
I think the Big Ten, yeah, they certainly.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I my temper flared a little bit when I read this because it's just a crazy quote to your point, like literally standing behind the SEC shield. And I never took Diego Pavia as a guy that was going to fully lean into it just means more. he's taking that banner and running with it. We can get some stats here. Vanderbilt has not faced a Big Ten opponent since a 42-24 loss to. Can you guess what Big Ten team they lost to?
Can I get a year?
It was 2019. It's just ironic because
Is it Penn State?
It's Purdue.
One
of the teams that just and his quote was, the Big Ten, you ain't going to get beat on with the likes of the Purdues and Nebraskas. Well, the last Big Ten team they faced was Purdue, and they didn't just lose. They got whopped. 42-24. Okay, that's just one game. The Commodores have not beaten an active Big Ten foe since a 3-0 victory over Northwestern in 1947.
That's a long time.
So, all right.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get some more in here. Pavia has played Big Ten teams as well, so you think he'd have a little bit better memory. Twice in his career, in 2023 or 2022, while at New Mexico State against Minnesota, he
smacked
2 of 5 passes for 10 yards while rushing 3 times for 14 yards in a 38-0 loss.
Whooping.
Yep. All right. Against Wisconsin, he also played a little bit better. 6 of 19, 52 yards, 1 pick, and adding 2 yards in 66-7 loss.
Ooh.
So not a great statement to make when you got, especially when Purdue's one of the teams.
You don't have a leg to stand on.
No.
Like, it's
So
not even close. It's like you're at the little cousin's table. Like, Vandy is a prestigious school, known for other things, not football. I could, if you would have said it more humbly, I could understand. But for you to act like you're Georgia, that you're Florida, that you're South Carolina, Kentucky, you're a cakewalk. And I like I said, I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not trying to go this and that, but it's like you have nothing to stand on. There's not much to say in your career. You've done nothing, and I'm not trying to be one of those people that goes after the athletes, but like what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah, it's just flat out wrong. I mean, like everything that we just went through with all the stats, like he's gotten beat. You had a good year at Vanderbilt.
You're comfortable. You feel like y'all are going in a new direction. You want to take, a new page and everything like that. Why do you have to necessarily throw jabs at the Big Ten? Like, for what? We just walking by. We catching strays, and it's like I understand. What you might want to, say that the SEC is the excellence of this and that. Well, that's 2 years in a row Big Ten teams have won.
Yeah,
and that's more than 2 years in a row. Big Ten teams have, had pretty good showings against SEC teams.
And you look at the bowl games too. Let's just take the playoffs
out.
That's
what I'm saying. So I mean, it's not far off. Like, I understand you might want tension and everything like that. It was different ways that you could have said, gone about different things, and you could have been more positive about maybe bringing more attention to your university and everything like that. You didn't say nothing about your university at all. You said the SEC. I get that that's the conference that you're playing in, but what does that have to do with your team?
It just puts a target on their back too, I think. Like, obviously the SEC teams, like if they catch any of that, I think you'd want to give them a reminder. Like, you're not here yet. Now, they could have another good year, but that's us. We won 7-6 last year, which I thought was ironic. He threw Nebraska out there. It's like, we also went 7-6. You do not see us pounding our chest, being like, yeah, in the SEC, we would be our record. We'd have like 9 wins.
We went 7-6 with the coaching change halfway through the season. Yeah. Come on now,
So that's just that was the strangest stray I've seen in a long time, because the numbers are totally not there for it. His own 2 games. 1947. You have to go back for Russ.
I don't want to make it personal, because I don't want to make it personal. What are their team stats in their conference? Like, what are their rankings? In the SEC. Like, I can understand if you top 10 offense, top 10 defense in the SEC. I can get that. You're feeling yourselves and everything like that. But if you are not, I understand, being proud about your conference. Got that. What does that have to do with necessarily with what you've done for the conference lately? Because the conference doesn't brag about Vanderbilt unless it's baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this. I'm trying to find where I'll have to look it up over the break. And again, Diego, he's playing good ball, but it's just such an unnecessary shot to take. And all it's going to do is put a target on your back. And you want to rep your conference. I got no problems when guys repping their conference
sure
rules, but repping your conference does just not mean crapping across the street. But that's all they did, at least in that statement. And I know it's a podcast; it's a little bit more relaxed, but you still got to be aware people are going to take off and run.
You
with
got
it.
Sound bites. There is a video evidence of things and whatnot. So what you say and what you do can and will be used against you.
Yeah, and he definitely, to me at least, he's feeling good. He means it. I don't think he remembers the games when he was with New Mexico State. Maybe he thinks it'd be totally different. If he was on Vandy and there were.
I might have to go back and watch this and see what Will said.
Yeah, I didn't see the entire thing. I've just gotten the quotes right there. It came across my page. And because it just upset me because I actually liked watching Vanderbilt last year, and now, now I'm not so sure. If
it was unneeded. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could have kept it positive and kept it moving. Like you didn't have to necessarily go that far.
Yeah, it's like the underdog. Everyone likes rooting for the underdog. Now I kind of want to like kick the stray dog further down the road. Like I don't really feel bad for you anymore.
Nope, I don't.
Someone else can feed you. Like I don't care. Not my problem. You didn't care. But that's it. I will leave them alone. But just super surprising that comment came through from Diego Pavia, quarterback for Vandy. We'll see what they do next year. I'm not saying these guys are going to go out there and suck and they're going to have another 2-10. They'll probably go bowling. They'll probably have another decent year.
Good for them.
But it's going to be tough to keep it there. You know, wouldn't be surprised if they come crashing back down to earth. Especially, we talked about the house settlement. The bagman's still going to be around, and I don't know if Vandy can compete with that. It's not fair, but be wise with your words.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything left to add on that?
Nope. I mean, you know, it's out of my mind with that. Like I said, good luck to him. Hopefully, you know, you have a wonderful season.
Yeah, and everyone's got bad quotes from time to time. I'm sure he probably heard really shortly after, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's already thinking like,
shouldn't have said that.
This is going to be annoying, like all upcoming season, and if God forbid we get a bowl game with a Big Ten team and we get blown out.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hope he changes his thoughts a little bit. But it would be funny. I'll say that much. All right, we'll switch it up. About 5-6 minutes left here. The house settlement, since we brought it up, we mentioned it before. I want to talk about it in deeper thought. So there was a group of women that are now wanting to take it to court and sue, thinking that the settlement where they're paying back the last 10 years athletes, they're thinking that's unfair because it infringes upon the rules of Title IX, is their argument. My fear with this is I don't know. I know they're trying to help. I think they might make it worse. And hear me out. Because if it rings true that they aren't following Title IX, they might just rip up Title IX and make it something else. So it does fit. What are your thoughts on that?
So it's a group of females saying that female athletes aren't being compensated as much as male athletes? Or
this is the argument, yes.
So the 10 years of back pay is only predicated to what, football and basketball, I'm assuming?
It's mainly football, right? Football gets a big chunk of it, 75%, men's basketball 15%, and then basically everything else is 5%.
I don't want to speak out of turn and say something.
That's why I put it out there. Like, I think they're trying to help, but I'm worried that this is, you might.
I get with, you know, fighting for what they deserve and everything like that, or for equal on both sides. I just don't know exactly what that necessarily is. If it's, you know, it's a lot of factors that you have to factor into that, because they're pulling from they're pulling money from a particular pool and still distributing it, you know, elsewhere, but mostly, you know, where things were at. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't know a whole lot about, you know, what they're bringing to the table versus kind of what the house necessarily is. Are they suing?
I shouldn't say suing. That's not the proper term. Appealing it. They want to appeal it.
So it's already been settled.
They put the ruling through, and now you can put an appeal, and that's what they're doing. They're putting in it's 8 women. I'm not sure who the 8 women are, but they filed an appeal for the House versus NCAA settlement approval on Wednesday, arguing that it violates the Title IX gender equality status. The appeal only challenged the back damages.
This is just me being funny. Can they say, you know, they're never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna start that. Never mind. No, I'm not even gonna go there. I guess I can see a point. I don't have like all the details with it. Are they arguing for just what is the outlines of them to say it doesn't follow necessarily Title IX? Because I feel like the judge was very, very fair with a lot of stuff, and I feel like she would have taken, a lot of things under consideration. And for her to kind of like not think of that or not look at that, I would kind of be shocked from her because I think it's a female judge that ruled on it anyway. She was very fair and very strict on certain guidelines and everything like that. So I'm not sure necessarily like what all that embodies to get that, or I would have to see a lot more information on regarding what that would, or would that go back into the funds and be divided up a different type of way?
That's what we want.
Would that add more years or to pay back, or I don't that part I'm a little confused on.
Well, I'll kind of give you their argument. And this is, Front Office Sports, their article. The group argues that the calculation to distribute the $2.8 billion in damages violates Title IX because female athletes would theoretically receive less money than football and men's basketball players in damages, payments, and revenue sharing. Their attorney, Ashlyn Hare, estimated it deprives female athletes of the $1.1 billion. In the statement, paying out the money as proposed would be a massive error that would cause irreparable harm to women's sports. Someone suggests schools would have paid male athletes over 90% of their revenue over the past 6 years, as though Title IX didn't apply. So the problem with this is like it's kind of like the WNBA argument. Where are you going to get the money? And like this, why is most of the money going to the men's sports? Like the obvious reason is they're making the more money. But if you put in Title IX, which Title IX does have very strict rules about making everything equal, you could say they do have somewhat of an argument, even if they're not the ones necessarily bringing in the revenue. But then that's my fear is, then what do they do to Title IX?
I must say, I don't think you can get rid of Title IX.
But if this, I'm not a lawyer, so
me neither.
Bear with me, but there's.
But it's to the judge's decision on whether or not if it can be moved forward. Correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
So if it does get moved to be moved forward, they would just pretty much take half of the 2.8?
Yeah, $2.8 billion.
So they would just take half of that and distribute that to former female athletes?
I think they want like a 50-50 is kind of what it said. Sounds like they want one, they want, well, not 50-50. But they do think I don't know.
They want a higher percentage?
Yes, much, much higher percentage.
Okay.
So I think right now, again, you'd have to really look at the numbers. But she's saying right now it's depriving them of about $1.1 billion. So it sounds like she's kind of around the ballpark of like she wants a 50-50, considering that the entire thing is only $2.8 billion. So $1 billion right there, they're getting deprived of. So I think she's thinking more of a 50-50. And the thing is with the Title IX, if it's in there and it is the law, and if the settlement does actually break some, then you do have a problem. So right now, the court will stay the back damages of the portion settlement, delaying the payments until the appeal is resolved. So she's not in charge of it. The appeal is actually being filed in the Ninth Circuit. I couldn't tell you who's all going to be handling that one. So it's not the same judge. So interesting one. I wanted to bring that up because
that makes things honestly really, really interesting. Because if through Title IX and everything like that, they honestly have a point. Like
exactly.
You can't not say no. And I understand certain things. Yeah, that's tough. That's a situation. That's not a problem. That's a situation.
It's a situation. Because even if you vehemently disagree and just say, well, the people who brought in the most revenue should get the most share, fine. But if that Title IX thing does actually hold up and they just kind of glanced over that part, and if it does really apply, like even this back revenue sharing, that's a sticky situation. That
so in my case is then do they go back to the table and ask for necessarily more money then?
Yeah, then I mean, if they win, that's what happens. Like you really split it up, and the whole thing of Title IX is equal. So that's why I think it's like close to a 50-50. If they decide to do that, But again,
but if that's the case, I mean, but female athletes aren't getting paid what male athletes at the university. So are they fighting athletes getting paid altogether? I have so many questions.
Didn't take the bar exam.
I have so many questions.
I have a lot of questions too. Keep an eye on it though. Like I said, that one
That is something that I definitely will look more into. Like I said, I don't want to misspeak and not really know all the information on stuff, but I mean I don't necessarily feel like it's necessarily wrong, but if things were already agreed upon, because I don't know how much money is already like divided into different sports and everything like that. And I know they came out with the cap and everything like that. So could it be like y'all just get that percentage now back pay? Could that be a situation to where that would be a way to go versus half or something like that? Like, I'm not saying not pay them. I'm not saying that. I definitely deserve all athletes feel they should get paid. I just don't necessarily know what this is a different situation, and I don't know how to kind of go back and forth with that one. That's it's some yellow tape.
Yeah, and that's first time we talked about this, I was like, this is gonna shut down right away, and that's what I want to bring back up again because I was like, and I'll just say my case, like I don't agree with it. I'm in the boat that like the people who brought in the most money, I think they should probably get the most money back. Now, it's unfair. It sucks. It's the same problem the WNBA has. It's like, how do you build up guys just like watching sports more than girls typically. You definitely have girls that like watching sports, but who's the WNBA's demographic? Older dudes in their 60s and 50s who like fundamentals. Like the girls aren't necessarily, so it's hard to get that revenue. You're kind of peeling away from just like more NBA fans and just double dipping.
Yeah.
So how you get the revenue there, I'm not sure. So again, that's where I fall. But even if I fall that way, if Title IX says no, this is the law, then your hands are tied. And that's the point. Like, it's a situation, not just a problem. It's an entire situation. So with that being said, before I try to break down the laws on everything, that's just kind of where my thoughts are on it. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll talk some more NBA Finals on the other side. Thunder got another one. They lead the series now over the Pacers 3-2. We'll talk about that next on the Don't Punt Hour. Talk to you in a bit.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got DeMornay Pierson-El streaming in. We got Royals on the airwaves, currently up right now 3-0 over the Texas Rangers as they are trying to climb back to get over or at least to 500. They still need this game and then 3 more wins to get back to 500. Currently, Royals record is 34-38. Texas Rangers right at 536-36. I'll keep you guys updated on those scores as the night goes on. But let's go ahead and bring it back in. DeMornay Pierson-El. Before we start and talk about the NBA, you were texting me over the break. A really good idea to solve this whole Title IX issue. No, I'm just kidding. We won't talk about that. If you want that one, go to the Patreon. We won't utter that here on air. DeMornay Pierson-El, let's talk NBA Finals.
You trying to get me in trouble?
Well, we can talk NBA Finals if you want to flesh out the idea a little bit more.
We can come back. We can come back to that one on another day. Let me read more about it and find out some more information before I speak.
I need a decade before we throw that one out there.
Yeah.
All right. NBA Finals. Pacers, they lost last night. Really
I think it's over.
Halliburton.
I think it's over. The Pacers are too inconsistent, and I mean they've been right then and there. And I know he might have been banged up or whatnot, but it's the finals, man. Like, come on, like you know what I mean. And so I think they ripped their heart out last night. Just toughness. I mean they gave them their best shot. It might get to Game 7, but whichever way it goes, in either Game 6 or 7, I still got OKC winning it. I don't think the Pacers have enough to pull it out.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I'm gonna nod and give it to the Thunder. Unfortunately, I would like to see the Pacers, but to be honest, two small market teams. I'm pretty happy with either one winning it at this point. It's a much better series than I anticipated.
Yeah.
The Halliburton calf strain. I think he's getting an MRI on it, so we'll see the severity of it and how bad it is. But he did come back out. And he didn't look like he was hurting much, but you could tell like he was pretty woeful. Tyrese Halliburton did not make a single field goal in that game. He had some points, but wasn't from any made field goals. He was 0 for 6, didn't take a ton of shots. 0 for 4 on 3-point attempts. He made all 4 of his points from the free throw line, 4 for 4, -13 on the plus-minus box score. Gave you 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 turnovers. And then Pascal Siakam, he was pretty good, 9 for 15.
He was going off. They were right there until I think late. They had a few
big 3.
They had a few mistakes that kind of like got the league comfortable, and then it was a sealed deal. But they were knocking on the door right then and there. I'm trying to tell you, Pape. Siakam is the guy.
Nice.
He's the guy. I don't want to hear Tyrese like he's Jaylen Brown.
That's kind of like the reverse of what Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Maybe Tatum actually. Hold on.
Yeah, because that's a good analogy too. He kind of reminds me of like the Jamal Murray Jokic relationship, where Jokic would have these moments, at Lakers killer, great, and he deserves the praise. But everybody knows that team's not there without Jokic.
For sure.
But Jamal Murray, he was the finishing move on a lot of those. So they play great off of each other. But yeah, I mean, just how consistent Pascal Siakam's been, and then the inefficiency of Tyrese Halliburton. I understand the injury a little bit, but he's had plenty of games, even when healthy, where Siakam's carried the weight. And that's why he got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the Larry Bird MVP at that. And other notable performances, it sucks. You got a really great performance out of TJ McConnell, too, off the bench. He gives you 18, 8 for 14.
Energy, steals, like he's a grinder guy. They were right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly believe they had OKC worried, and then they kind of retied their shoes, strapped in their shoes, and kind of got back to business and fought it out. But they were right there. They swung and they missed, or they gave them their best shot.
Yeah, well, in the fourth quarter, was it Siakam? I can't remember. Someone hit a big 3 for the Pacers, and it brought it to, I believe, is 3 or 2 point game. It was like 94-92 or
2-point games. It was on a right hand side. The point guard, I can't remember his name. He plays on Team Canada. He hit the shot.
Oh, Shea?
No. For the Pacers. Or are you talking about who hit it for OKC?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who hit it for Pacers.
Williams hit it, and then I think Dang 5.
You Jordan for the Thunder knocked it down, and that was the shot.
They had 2 big threes, like kind of in sequence, that kind of like set things up, because I think Williams hit the 3. They had the inbound.
Yep.
Somebody got a steal. That was 2, and then they came back down and got another 3, and then it got out of hand from there.
Yeah, and that was when you heard the Mike Breen bang on that Dortz 3.
Yeah.
Always just nightmare fuel if you're rooting for the Pacers, or the best thing you can ever hear. But he let that one out, and yeah, Pacers, they couldn't sustain.
So who would you say is the MVP?
I would, for the Pacers or Thunder. I'd still give it to Shea. Jalen.
Really? I don't know. Shea. That one. It depends how these next 2 games go, honestly. Like, I think they both are equally deserving. I think last night's game put Williams kind of on an even playing field. Like, if it was to go at him, you wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be upset, but to me, it's the assist totals is what's going to give it to Shea. He might, have some games where he has more points, but Shea still had enough games where he's giving you 26 plus. I think Jalen, though, what is this, 4 games in a row where he's had 25 or more points? He's been playing really good basketball. I think it's the assist.
Defense, I mean, he's been active. I understand the assist things, but I don't know. I think it's a lot more closer than what people think. I think depending on these next two games, I think Williams could pull it out.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like he just had the best postseason game of his career, and if you're feeling like the Thunder are out, he's been, like I said, 4 games in a row. I don't think he's going to cool off. He's really liking this matchup right now with the Pacers, and he's doing damage by it. So I think he's going to continue to have pretty good nights. And if he does, put in another 30 and another 30-point game, if it does go to 7, or if they win the next one and Shea has a bad game and Jalen Williams has another big game where he comes down and wins it, yeah, you can make an argument it does go to Jalen. Like, it's not that big of a gap. Jalen's been phenomenal for him. So I wouldn't hate it, honestly. But I do feel like it feels like it's easier to give the Western and Eastern Conference Finals MVP to the underdog. The Finals MVP, it feels like they really like to pick the narrative a little bit more on those. But like I said, maybe if it does go to Jalen Williams, wouldn't be surprised. What do the Pacers got to do if they do want to extend this? Like, if they want to push it to 7, and not only 7, but win?
They can't start slow. They can't start slow. I think maybe maybe 1 or 2 games they've started slow. Maybe. They can't wait until the fourth quarter and turn it on. That's like, as a kid, playing basketball or running sprints on the football field or whatnot, and you got one more and everybody saves it to that last one to really run and race. It's like that type of situation. You can't have that situation. This is do or die. You have to show up. You have to be consistent. You're going to have a big night defensively, but you're going to have your offensive guys getting to the line, putting pressure, being the hammer and not the nail.
Yeah. Yes to all of that. Slow starts have been killer for him, because that was yesterday's game too, right? Slow start, they come back, claw back, and it's been their entire playoff run. It'd be really nice to come out in front and not have to make massive fourth quarter pushes, but they've been pretty successful at it, and like they almost did it again. But think about the winning margin if you just start off hot and fast.
You have a lot more energy left in the tank. It's a lot more manageable instead of fight or flight.
Yeah, and this is the worst thing for me, and this thing keeps catching these guys over and over and over. Turnovers.
Oh,
bad. 22 turnovers again in this game.
I think what before the fourth quarter started, I think they had 17 points, or was it 33 points? I think off for turnovers or something like that, or 17 points off for turnovers, and it got to 33. It was real bad. Just not playing clean basketball.
Yeah, that's the risk. You want to play fast. You want to be the number one offense and take risk. Like, there is going to be times where you are going to get punished for it. Game 1, really, if the Thunder just would have scored off of those turnovers, they win that game, and I think they kind of do it pretty comfortably. I'm going to go back and look how many turnovers they had in that first game as well. But the turnovers is what's constantly, in my eyes, killing this team. And it's the fruit of being the number one offense, where sometimes it works in your favor, and other times it really kills you. So, okay, I got this game 1 pulled up. I believe it was where they had another ton of turnovers. Yeah, Pacers in game 1. They won the game with 24 turnovers. The Thunder had 6. The problem is like the Thunder just were not scoring in that first game at all on those turnovers, and they lost by 1 point. If they would have had just like any other kind of normal night where they take care of the ball, and again, that's where the Pacers, where they run fast, you get the turnover, but then you're just hucking it up there too, because you're caught in this run-up tempo kind of game. Thunder are getting more comfortable with it. They get a turnover. They're really making sure, at least in my eyes, that they're executing off those. And if they've
done a better job with on their strategy and emphasizing like certain mistakes that they were making or that they did make in the past, they're making sure they're not doing that again. They're not letting things go. They're not being repeated offenders with allowing stuff to get down. They look to be in control. Studying, playing the teams back to back so closely and everything like that. The game time adjustments have been crucial for OKC being, keeping them ahead and everything like that. And it just hasn't been the same with Indiana. They've made some good changes and everything like that that have given OKC problems or whatnot. But every other time that OKC comes back, it looks like the changes that Indy has done doesn't even matter anymore. It's like you needed new things.
Yeah, that's right. The Thunder right now just seems to be adjusting a lot better. You know, they're catching on to, you guys want to play fast? Cool. We'll take the turnovers when you do, and we'll really make sure we score on those more often than not. And if they, like I said, if they do that next game, I think that's the series. They'll win it right there 4-2. If the Pacers can do something different, slow down a little bit, not force so many turnovers, or just be really, really clean with your passes, and you can manage playing that fast and doing so, they got a shot. But I'm kind of right there with you. It's not over till the fat lady sings, but I can hear her footsteps coming down the hallway. I think it's getting close. And especially with the Jalen Williams 40-point game, hasn't had a bad game at all playing you guys.
Now, if he go off for a 35-point game and he has the dagger that, break the straw that breaks the camel's back, he might be the MVP.
That'd be the weirdest MVP year. SGA gets the MVP over Jokic, and then Jalen Williams gets the finals MVP after what was one of the most outrageous historical seasons we've ever seen from a center. I thought Jokic should have got it. Whatever. Phenomenal year by SGA. But then no shade Jalen Williams. He definitely deserves it if he has another monster game and Shea doesn't play well next game. But what a weird year of finals MVP, not to mention Siakam getting it over there in the East. All right, we got to throw it to break, though. We'll talk a little bit more NBA. Kevin Durant sweepstakes getting a little cooler than the Suns would like. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk about that next. Dump Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. A final segment of the Don't Punt Hour. After this, me and Jackson Kleinschmidt will join me for another hour. We'll give you some more live content, at least all the way up till 9 p.m. And then, of course, while the Royals are going on, we'll still have plenty of content on the Ticket app and some of the streams as well. If you got Aldo Channel 961, great way to engage. But let's wrap up on some more Kevin Durant NBA trade talk. So right now, the team that I thought would maybe want to take a swing on him is cooling off. It's been reported that KD has shown wants interest in the Spurs by Sirianni, but they're not interested in him. Teams that are, though, Minnesota and Houston. So no Spurs, Minnesota or Houston. Are any of those teams good fits for Kevin Durant?
Oh, my goodness. Either or. Either or. I think
Minnesota to me. It's my soul.
If KD goes to Minnesota, they're winning the next championship. I don't care. That would be lethal. Ant doesn't necessarily have to wear Superman and be the cape all the time, but he can pick and choose when he wants to turn it on and attack and go downhill. That leaves the floor open for a lot. I think Julius Randle would have to lose out on some stuff, but that would be deadly. And then if he goes down to the Rockets, I think that's a bit young, them playing faster or whatnot, but I think that makes their offense a lot more smoother. And if things, get out of hand and crazy and whatnot, KD could be the silencer and slow things down and, get things back on track. Either one of those spots would be awesome.
Yeah, my favorite is definitely Minnesota. And I want to phrase it. I don't like it when be like, it'll save his legacy, because he's still going to go down as like a lot of kids' favorite players.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not going to sit and be like, oh, you ruined his legacy. But if you want to use the word legacy, him going to Minnesota would kind of, I think, erase a lot of people's minds of like the team. I don't know. Anthony Edwards and KD together, I think he'd become.
I think it would end his career on a higher note.
For sure. And that's all I'm saying. It's not going to I shouldn't say it's going to erase everything of that, but I think it would definitely help his career finish on a more likable note.
For sure.
Because he also admitted, which was interesting. Let me make sure I give the proper who admitted it. So this is Kevin O'Connor. He's NBA, but Kevin Durant admitted to Vincent Goodwill of Yahoo Sports as well that he was the one that pushed for the Bradley Beal acquisition in Phoenix. So Kevin Durant right now, unfortunately, does kind of have this legacy around him of you go to the Brooklyn Nets, you bring your buddies, you get the coach fired, doesn't work. You go to Golden State, but you're not the guy. Steph is still clearly the guy, so you leave. And to find a home in the Suns, and Devin Booker is the show, but you join there and you're like, let's add some more heat, and you bring in Bradley Beal. Like, his team building, I don't know how much he really is getting listened to, but he admits himself that he was pushing for Bradley Beal for the Phoenix Suns. He hasn't been very good at it. Like, these teams have been falling apart. If he goes to Minnesota,
I think the Brooklyn thing could have worked out. Honestly, I mean, James Harden has looked better at times than, or he's had some shades of when he was in Houston. But I mean, honestly, ever since he's left Houston, he really hasn't been much. When he was in Philly a little bit, but you know what you're getting from him. Kyrie was hurt. Like, so that it was a big disappointment with everybody being hurt right then and there. If you could have got them three to play healthy in a lot more games together, I don't think that was necessarily his fault. I just collectively, it's a wash. But in with the Suns, that was a miss.
That was a miss. And, even if the Brooklyn Nets, that was a collective. I'm going to blame everybody in that one. I don't know who was really pushing for Steve Kerr to get canned. Was that during COVID as well, or no?
It might have been a little bit after.
A little bit after. That was
after, maybe. Yeah,
Kyrie Irving, without getting into the politics of everything, was obviously having serious issues with the league as well around COVID. So he was also just kind of. I think all of that was. So that one's a really tough one that I'm not going to just bash him for. But that's also the risk of when you pick the team hopping route and you're trying to pull your teammates together. Like, when it blows up, like, you are gonna have that on your legacy. Doesn't make it a bad legacy, but people will remember him for that. Whether it was his fault or not with the Brooklyn Nets, that thing was the absolute disaster. And by injuries, through the weird COVID stuff afterwards, and Kyrie Irving being upset, James Harden always just kind of having problems. Even if they got to the postseason, James Harden still hasn't proven he can be that guy in the postseason. But if you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you feel a lot better about it. But yeah, that's all I got on Kevin Durant. I think Minnesota's the move. Houston's, but I don't think Houston's ready to win a ring. If he wants a ring, I think Minnesota's going to give him the best shot. I was surprised at the Spurs, though. He was interested in going to play for the Spurs.
I mean, you got Chris Paul. He's an assist king. Like, and you got him and Wemby to pay attention to. So I mean, you could come in there and pick your shots and do what you need to. He can get a quick 20 and be fine and happy.
I'm kind of bummer about it as well, just because it would be fun to see. Is Austin Norman, and I believe it was Eric Strickland were talking about it, and they really could have the slim man Reaper lineup. You get Kevin Durant, you get Victor.
I think they would have to give up a lot for that, though. I mean, you're kind of your future. What's the kid out of UConn that was real good this past year? They have some young superstars with the Spurs. I think you would have to break that up, and they don't want to kind of break the nucleus up.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of young. I'd have to look at how many picks as well that they got. I'm not familiar. I'm trying to think of the UConn player that you're talking about, but
it was a guard. I just can't think of his name.
That's the problem with college basketball, at least for me. It's like I see their name on the draft board, and then it's like, it all comes flooding back, and then you get off March Madness. But they still, I think they have plenty of picks yet, I believe, so they can move some of those around if they didn't want to really hurt their young core. And because it is such a cheap roster still, they could. But like I said, the Spurs, they don't think they're still ready, so that's why they don't want him. So I get it from the Spurs point of view. But, I think it'd be fun. You get him down there, Victor Wembanyama, and they were talking, Bol Bol's on the market. You want to get even slimmer, bring Bol Bol in the mix. Like, you can just get some ridiculous size. And then you go draft Ace Bailey out of Rutgers. You get another 6'6" guy with about 6'8" wingspan. Like, that's a real tall lineup. Yeah, and Victor Wembanyama, kudos to him. He just gets better and better and better. All right, with that being said, we do got to get out of here, though. Nonetheless, good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate the time, as always. Like I said, me and Jackson, we're going to take over for another hour here, so don't go anywhere. We'll keep taking weeknights rolling.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more.